working on my patience, to take my time to meditate in, to clear my mind and clear my plate in. I'll think I'll light a little sage in, count my blessings and keep praying. See, I've been working on my patience, to take my time to meditate in, to clear my mind and clear my plate in. I'll think I'll light a little sage in, count my blessings and keep praying.
Alright. Hey y'all, Aaliyah here. You guys know me as Aaliyah on Instagram. I'm Rhose.Quartz. YouTube channel name is Rhose.Quartz. So I'm really awkward at this. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm about to roll a joint. I've been saying I was gonna make a YouTube channel for a really long time because like everybody I know keeps asking me to make a YouTube channel, talking about various different things spiritually, but I've been like kind of holding off on it because when I do things, I like to I like to think I like to plan them out and be super like organized, but then I realized, girl, like, you don't really know where to start, so just start wherever you feel like is best, if that makes sense. Just because I feel like I'm gonna cover a large variety of topics on this channel, and I don't know like where would be the best place to start. But I always say that the only way I really teach is through my own experience, which is true. Like, I can't really say I'm the biggest spiritual expert in the world because I'm not, and I know I'm not. I just know that I'm an expert on my own experience and what I've learned thus far. So I just want to make this channel to share the things that I've experienced, in hopes of it helping others who experience the same and may not know how to understand or comprehend it. Today's video is going to be about energy and anxiety, basically the physical experience of being an empath. If you don't know what an empath is somebody who is extremely hypersensitive to energies. One thing people should really know is that, you know, being an empath, there's a difference between being empathic and being an empath. Everybody is empathic. Everybody, it's a natural human instinct to be able to interpret energies. Just empaths have a more highly sensitive to it and are very more in tune with that ability to read energies. In my experience, I'm very, very like hypersensitive to energies in a sense where like people's feelings, people's like their intentions, like how they feel in that very moment, like I can feel that, you know. It's been like that since I was younger. I was always that person where it's like I walk into a room full of people and I would automatically feel this like overwhelming feeling of anxiety. And as a child, like I didn't understand what it was, but as I got older, I started to realize, wow, I'm sensing other people's, you know, feelings. And I guess since we're talking about I guess the physical experiences of an empath, I'll just start with my experience growing up. I was always that kid that was very much like trying to make everybody else happy because it would make me genuinely hurt or sad to see somebody upset, you know, like whenever there was a girl crying or any kid crying in class, like I would be the main one, like no matter if I talked to them or not, I would be the main one trying to get them to feel better, trying to like make them laugh, do stuff that was funny that would make them laugh, you know, just because that feeling of other people not being okay just kind of takes a real big toll on me. And not now as bad as it was when I was younger. Like when I was younger, it was like, I'm gonna cry if you start crying. I've definitely got more control over that now, but that was my experience growing up. I also experienced in a sense where it was like, you know, when you're kids are kind of mean, you know, and like we're only mean because we're trying to figure out ourselves in relation to the rest of the world. And when, you know, as an empath, a child empath, you don't really understand that. You just kind of want everything to be kind of like cool, you know. You don't really understand why people are mean, but you feel that energy, you know what I mean? So it's kind of overwhelming, you know. You don't really understand that, you know, some kids are mean to you because they are mean to themselves, but you feel that energy, you know. And you don't even know that it's energy that you're feeling, you know. It all comes off as you're feeling it yourself, if that makes sense. So a good example would be like, say you're out somewhere and some random person gives you like the side eye and you kind of feel that energy like, whoa, like what the fuck is this bitch problem, you know? So that's kind of like what it is, that experience of like walking into a room and it's almost like everybody's energy is giving you the side eye. It's kind of an overwhelming experience when you're young, but as you get older and you kind of start to learn how it works, you kind of can gain a little bit more control over it. Let's specifically touch on the anxiety aspect. A lot of people who are empaths have either been diagnosed with social anxiety or experience what they consider social anxiety. I like to call it social anxiety because I feel like that's the easiest way to explain it to somebody who doesn't have the experience, if that makes sense. In reality, I do know it's just me taking on other people's energies and like trying to figure out how to like filter that shit, you know? But the best way to describe it is the feeling of social anxiety, in a sense where like social situations will make you really uncomfortable, no matter how like normally as like you as a person is very outgoing or talkative, like some social situations will make you very, very uncomfortable. And when you're an empath experiencing that, the feeling is, you know, that what I was exactly what I was saying. You walk into a room and all the energy in the room is side eyeing you. Once you become more aware that, you know, you're feeling people's energies, you kind of start to understand that, okay, it's not that, you know, all these energies are attacking you. It's that there's just a lot of energies that you're extremely in tune to feeling, and it's a lot of different energies, and when you have a lot of different feelings all around you that you're absorbing, it can become overwhelming, and you naturally transmute that as anxiety, you know. For me, dealing before even knowing I was an empath, I dealt with a lot of anxiety in social situations, things that people would consider social anxiety. So I feel like learning that I was an empath actually really helped me deal with that, in a sense where I no longer really feel awkward in social situations or around large groups of people, around people that I don't know, because I'm kind of I'm definitely understanding more that, you know, it's not me, it's the energy. You know what I mean? It's not them, it's the energy. I'm feeling it. It's just this moment. And I just have to get that out of my head and kind of just like focus on recentering myself to my own energy, blocking out all the others and just focusing on my own. It's really important that as empaths, we learn how to put up that protective wall to block out other energies that aren't really doing us well, you know? Some of the ways you might know you're an empath is if you experience those things that I experienced, that I just told you I experienced. Another way would be, you know, if you're one of those people where when you meet a person, and no matter how like friendly they're coming off, you can read past that energy to their true intentions, and it's just like, nah, this person ain't right. You're most likely an empath. For empaths, it doesn't matter what kind of energy you try to portray. Your true energy is always what's going to come to us. You know what I mean? Like, you can try to come off as a very caring, nice person, but if that shit's not real, we're going to know that shit's not real because it won't feel real, if that makes sense. I guess I'll just go into like the ways that helped me as an empath. One of the biggest things, and everybody knows this, empath or not, one of the biggest ways to learn and grow is through experience. So for me as an empath, a lot of my growth came from experience, through trauma, through dealing with narcissists, and the relationship between a narcissist and an empath. That's another video that I will go into another day, because that is, I'm gonna have to set up some notes from when I make that video. But dealing with narcissists and dealing with learning how to detach. Sometimes empaths, we have this overwhelming like need to like heal everything, attach to it and heal it. You know what I mean? And sometimes we can't do that. As empaths, we see what people need when they don't see it, and we just want to give it to them. And if somebody can't do it for themselves, you doing it isn't going to do anything for them but drain you, you know? So it's really important that we know our boundaries and we know how to put up our walls, and we understand like our faults as empaths. Like, empaths do have faults in the sense where we sometimes do care way too much. Like, we have to learn how to like step out of our emotional reality and into our real life reality, and like be able to make decisions that are better for us than they are for others. And one of the biggest, like, it's like a up and a down about empaths is that we have this like overwhelming need to put others before ourselves, in a sense where it's like, we know we're gonna be okay, like we know we're gonna be good, but we're not sure that you're gonna be good, you know what I mean? And that shit will stress us the fuck out, you know. And it's because we can feel that pain, and we don't want you to feel that. We care a lot, and then when we don't show people or try to give that to people, sometimes we feel guilty. But I've had to learn as an empath, is like, you know, it's not your job. You know what I mean? Like, that's not your job. You can't heal everybody. You can't fix everybody. You can't save everybody. That's not your job. If somebody wants to come to you and seek out your healing, that's a different situation. But we cannot go out and seek to heal people that we come across and know need it. You know what I mean? We have to learn that, sometimes, it's best for that person for us to not step in, I also feel like something that really helped with my anxiety was crystals. So two of the most popular crystals for anxiety, and just for like blocking out negative energy and any kind of energy, just absorbing all the energies that are coming near you and also just bringing out more positive. I would use a combination of rose quartz and black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is very protective. It absorbs energy within and absorbs energy coming towards, and that's really good for getting rid of anxiety, because most of the times anxiety is just overwhelming amounts of energy. And then balancing out that taking away of all that energy, I like to bring in rose quartz just because it brings in love, not just romantic love, but like self-love, like joy, happiness, everything that makes you more true to yourself and your own personal energy. So I feel like having those two combinations are really, really good for empaths. In a sense, we're going about life, trying to protect your energy from others and trying to learn how to put up those barriers. It really is nice to have tools that do that. What also helps me is, as you guys may know, I do card readings. So for me, card readings is a way that I can channel my empathy into a physical kind of form, if that makes sense. If you guys have gotten card readings from me, you already know I'm legit, okay? So hit me up if you're looking to get a reading. But yeah, so the cards kind of they are like healing for me. They are like a tool of like coping for me with my empathy, because it's a way to kind of like let that part out when it needs to be out, if that makes sense. Well, this video is not as long as I thought it was gonna be. It's really nice. I feel like I could have touched more on different things, but I'm not really sure where I want to go with the rest of this. I feel like I was really just trying to give more characteristics, my experience of being an empath. I can't speak on every single empath because I'm not every single empath. I'm only myself, and I only know my experience and the experience of other empaths that I know. So in this video, don't just take this as, oh, I'm not an empath because I didn't experience those one, two, blah, blah, blah things. Do your more research, you know what I mean? Like, look into other people who are also posting their experience spiritually, in this, world right now. It can really help. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to know anything specific, just comment, or message me or DM me. But other than that, thank you for watching, and this is my first video, but there is definitely more to come. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about next. Yeah. Hey y'all, so this is the Oracle of the Day. This is Lilith. She represents empowerment. So the story of Lilith is that she was actually casted to hell because she refused to lay with Adam. So she represents empowerment, resilience, freedom against oppression, ownership over yourself, over your body, and just empowering yourself to be who you want to be and be true to yourself. So that's my oracle for the day. I hope you guys like that. Take that to consideration. Empower yourselves today, especially during this coronavirus, and have a good day.